there's always a pilot and a co-pilot, and the cabin crews who would tell us something going on, or when you should sit and when you shouldn't, when you should have your seatbelt on, and the rest of it. So, but in a nutshell, we're all on the plane, and someone says from the back seat, "I've switched on the autopilot button." Having gotten on the plane via the baggage area, the carriage area, having been on the plane through the bag, says they've switched on the autopilot. How can you do that when you don't even have access to the cockpit? You don't have access to the cockpit. The pilot and the co-pilot are in the cockpit. The only people who can actually access that very cockpit are the cabin crews, who are the national youth coordinators and the likes of him, and all the serving officials. They are the cabin crews. And we follow instructions. When they say put your seatbelt on, you do. When they say take it off, you take it off. Yes. And then when they say we are going into turbulence, sit down. You sit. You sit until they tell you it's time to take off your seatbelt. So now the person who has no access to the cockpit, who's actually sitting at the back and shouting, we've seen some movies that usually that happens by someone who wants to hijack the plane. This is a character of a hijacker, and it's criminal. You can call me names or what, I don't really care. The only thing that bothers me is for my husband to be free.
He will. He shall be free. Yes.
He is the pilot, and he has his co-pilot, and he has his cabin crew, and he has us who are his followers who are on the plane. So we must not allow anybody have access to that cockpit. Like crash. So the other person who would join the person who wants to hijack the plane is the person who actually boarded the plane without knowing where they were going to in the first place. Yes. They are just mistakenly boarded the plane going to Owerri instead of Abuja. So once they are done, the hijacker comes and says, I have access to the cockpit and I've switched on the autopilot. And he goes, what plane is this again? And the autopilot will say, it's going to Owerri. And he will say, all right, since it's a wrong plane, I shouldn't be here, but I'll join you anyway. So these are the people who want to hijack the plane. If you understand the teachings of Nnamdi and you understand the purpose for which we gather in the first place, and you remember the people who laid down their lives in the hope that we will get to our destiny.
Daalụkwanụ ndị ọma na-ege ntị, ekene m nwoke kene nwaanyị wee si ndụ mmiri ndụ azụ asị m mmiri ata na m azụ anwụ na nke onye chiri onye azụ elu. Mgbede ọma nụ ndị ọma njem ọnụ, ekene m unu niile. Abịago m n'ụbọchị nke taata ka nzi ozi ọma Chineke. Ịma na ngwala unu na ma na-achietego yesterday, I think, or the day before yesterday, or yesterday, I cannot now back to my work because recent days, almost 1 week, MAP was nowhere to be found on social media. Or this year can work out also. Mana nwoke gụnyekwa no si ike ka nwa no si ike. Nwoke dị ezigbo very formidable. Nwoke adịghị shake. Nwoke nọ ka nwoke si anọ. Abịago m n'ụbọchị nke taata ka nzi ozi ọma Chineke wee sị ka Chineke okike abịa ma onye pụrụ ime ihe niile, ofu onye na-ekpechere agụ, na-ekene m gị n'ụbọchị nke tata wee sị gị ka ị nara ekene na mbunye enu, ọjịja mmanya ya na otito ya dịchasịara ha nsọ gị. Eze ebube, Chukwu okike abịa ma onye pụrụ ime ihe niile, ekene m gị n'isi Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, kene gị n'isi Maazị Chike Dozie m, kene gị n'isi Maazị Tony Zurumike, kenekwa gị n'isi Maazị Chinasa Nworu, wee kene gị n'isi ndị DOS niile, ndị nke dịkwa jeniu wee na-agba mbọ ụtụtụ na ehihie n'abalị ka Biafra wee bịa. Kene m gị n'isi ha ncha niile wee sị gị nna ka ị nara ekene na mbunye enu, ọjịja mmanya dịchasịara ha nsọ gị. Nana m ekene gị n'isi ndị IPOB niile, na-ekene gị n'isi ndị IPOB Media Warriors, wee na-ekene gị n'isi ndị IPOB Legal Teams, Mike Ezekweme, Ifeanyi Ejiofor and the rest of them. Ekene m gị n'isi ha ncha niile, wee na-ekenekwa gị n'isi ndị Eastern Security Network ESN. Ana m ekene gị n'isi ndị our volunteers. Ana m ekene gị n'isi every IPOB principal officers under the leadership of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, under the command of DOS. Ekene m gị n'isi ha ncha niile wee sị gị eze ebube nna, nara ekene oniji wee gbaa ha ume, nara ekene oniji wee nye ha amamife, nara ekene oniji wee chekwaba ha ncha niile. Ana m ekenekwa gị n'isi ndị IPOB Media Warriors, ma ndị nọ na Twitter na-agba mgba, ma ndị nọ na Facebook, ma ndị nọ na YouTube, ma ndị nọ na TikTok, ma ndị nọ na mba ebe niile dị iche iche, ma ndị na-aga evangelism. Ana m ekene gị n'ebe ọ pụrụ iche n'isi nwanne anyị nwoke Maazị Madabuchi, the fearless evangelist, ya na nwada Achalugo, ndị nke nnọkwa na be anyị, ya na isi Maazị Prince Darlington Chukwubuikem, ọndụ anụ anọkwa n'ime ebe a na-agba mbọ wee na-afa ya kwa ụjọ atụrụ ha. Ekene m gị n'isi ha ncha niile, ọbụla na ndị nke nọ mba ofesi adịghị eme, mana ndị nke anụ a bụ ndị ji isi ha wee na-awọ mgbọ. Nna ekene gị n'isi ndị ọzọ niile, ndị nna mara afa ha, ụmụchukwu raịta. Ekene m gị ha ncha niile n'isi ha ncha niile. Nna wee na-asị gị nna ka ị bịa buolu ha ụzọ wee kpelu ha azụ. Nna wepụrụ ha ọnwụ ike, wepụrụ ha nrịanrịa. Ana m ekene gị n'isi Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, onye isi ndị IPOB. Nna kene gị oniji wee gbanye ume wee dosie ndụ. Ife niile emere ya n'ala Kenya ikweghị ka ọ nwụọ, ọ bụla site n'ike aka ya, kama n'ọnụ nwere ozi iziri ọ na-agaluchebe ọnya ka iji wee dosie ndụ. Nna wee na-asị gị nna ka ị bịa gbaa anya ume, ka inye amamihe, nye ogologo ndụ, nye ikikere oge eji wee buru ibu ala anụnwa. Nna sọsọ naanị afọ abụọ, oluchebede afọ abụọ ka mkpọkwa ya afọ abụọ, ọ na-anọhịa ka ebe niile ji wee na-enwe ọkụ na-ada ayara ayara. O gosi na ibu nwoke anụnwa bụ karịrị, o bụ ibu over 70 million people sọsịa wee burie. Nna wee sị gị ada emene ka ọ daa mba, ayarịpụna ya, bịa buoli ụzọ kperi azụ, nye amamihe oge jukwe wee bilite n'ike na ebube, maka na ama m na ọ na-apụta n'ike na ebube. Nna wee sị gị nye amamihe oge ji wee gaa, nye amamihe oge ji wee pụta n'ike na ebube, nye ikikere oge ji wee nye anyị Biafra, maka na onye a bụ onye ndu na onye ọzịzọ anyị ka fụrụ anya n'ụbọchị nke tata. Nna wee sị gị ana m ebute ndị DOS niile na ndị niile na-agba mbọ nwere onwe anyị a n'iru gị, wee sị gị nna ka bịa gbaa ha ncha niile ume, bịa buolu ha ụzọ kpelụ ha azụ, wepụrụ ha nrịanrịa, wepụrụ ha ịdaghachi azụ. Nna ana m ekpekwe n'ụbọchị nke tata wee na-agọ wee na-asị onye ọbụla nke na-asụ ude ọjọọ ebe Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nọ, nna ka onye ahụ were anazi elu mmiri na Eke, ka onye ahụ were anazi elu mmiri n'Orie, ka onye ahụ were anazi elu mmiri na Afọ, ka onye ahụ were anazi elu mmiri na Nkwọ. Nna m ekenekwa gị wee na-akpọkwu gị wee na-asị gị onye ọbụla nke si na IPOB ga-etipịa n'oge etisasị bifo Maazị apụta. Nna m asị ka onye ahụ were anazi elu mmiri na Eke, ka onye ahụ were anazi elu mmiri n'Orie, ka onye ahụ were anazi elu mmiri na Afọ, ka onye ahụ were anazi elu mmiri na Nkwọ. Onye ọbụla nke na-ebe atụta ego e ga-eji wee nye ndị na-eje ozi ma atụpụta ego na IPOB, ha were ego agboo mkpa personal mkpa ha, ha gaala imie ya ma fichaa ọnụ. Nna m asị ka wunye ha mmiri ọkụ n'obi ka ha na-eri ego ahụ, ka mmiri ọkụ, ka ọrịa obi, ọrịa kansa na-enwere ọgwụgwọ ga-eso ha. Onye ọbụla nke elile ego IPOB n'ụzọ ọ bụghị na enyere ya ka o rie, na ọnya ga-alụ ọlụ o wee were ya rie maka na ọ fụrụ ụzọ ọ ga-eji wee rie. Nna ka ọ na-eri ego ahụ ka ọ na-erite nrịanrịa niile ndị niile nọ na IPOB ga-arịa sọsịa ga-aya bịa. Onye ọbụla nke gba nriri ego IPOB, onye ahụ ga-erite nrịanrịa niile ndị na members of IPOB onye ahụ ga-erite ngwụlọ, rite kansa, rite ọrịa obi, rite kidney problem. Onye ọbụla nke na-agbakwa mgbe ụkpụrụ n'ebe pụta na social media otie DOS, I stand with you, I stand with DOS, ọ pụọ n'azụ osube DOS imi, ọgbaba DOS mgbe ụkpụrụ. Nna m asị ka kansa nne nwere ọgwụgwọ dakwasị onye ahụ, ka ọrịa kidney nne nwere ọgwụgwọ dakwasị onye ahụ, ka ụbịamụ nne nwere ọgwụgwọ dakwasị onye ahụ n'ezinụlọ ya. Nna onye ọbụla nke na-eme anyị mara n'izu kwampete n'azụ, nna m asị gị ka wụkwasị onye ahụ abụmọnụ, wụkwasị onye ahụ ka nwoke ọbụla mụta n'ezinụlọ ya ka ha dọlụ anini. Ana m ayọ gị nke a wee sị gị ka imezuoro m ya. Nna wee na-ayọgwa gị n'ụbọchị nke tata, isi na ahịa kara aka dị eri nwa ngwụlọ. Nna ahịa Biafra bụrụgo ahịa kara aka. O nwere onye nọ n'ala Biafra tata na-amaghọ na ahịa anụnwa anyị nọ ya bụ ahịa kara aka. Nne ekwena ka o rie anyị. Anyị bụ ụmụ gị dịka ụmụ ngwụlọ. Anyị ama agbanwe ọsọ ma ọ bụ na imeghọ ka anyị gba ọsọ. Ọ bụ gị ga-echekwaba anyị. Nna m akpọkụ gị n'ụbọchị nke tata wee na-asị gị, eze na-ekpechela agụ, okike kere ụwa. Ana m ekpọkụ gị n'ụbọchị nke tata wee sị gị ka ị bịa buola anyị ụzọ, kpeela anyị azụ, mepeela anyị ụzọ nwere onwe. Agbụ niile ndị izu kele anyị nna tọpe anya. Ebe ọbụla ndị izu nju wee na-eme ka anyị daghachi azụ, nna ga-anụọla anyị ọgwa, maka na isi na ọ bụrụ na iche ya obodo na onye nche na-eche n'efu. Nna wee na-asị gị n'ụbọchị nke tata, ana m ekwubi okwu n'isi Maazị Nnamdi Kanu si na ọ ga-apụta n'ebe ọ nọ, ọ ga-apụta n'ike na ebube, ọ ga-apụta na Biafra with Biafran flag. Nna m asị na onye ọbụla nke sụrụ ude, nke tiri aka n'obi si na Biafra ma bịa nata na ndị ya, na onye ahụ ga-ewere anazelu mmiri na Eke, were anazelu mmiri na Orie, were anazelu mmiri na Afọ, were anazelu mmiri na Nkwọ. Nna m ayọ gị n'ụbọchị nke tata wee sị gị na anyị ataghị afụfụ a, taluo ya n'ikikere eze, wee sị gị nna bịazie mezuola anyị mkpa anyị, nye anyị Biafra, mee nya ka anya bụ last miracle ka ọ bịa na mgbe anyị nọ, ka anyị ghara hapụrụ ụmụ anyị afụfụ anụnwa. Nna ekwene ka anyị rie alịrị n'efu, ekwene ka ọnwụ iko nso bụrụ ihe naanị iyi, ekwene ka ọnwụ gentle bụrụ ihe naanị iyi, ekwene ka ọnwụ ndị Eastern Security Network niile nwụgolu maka dịsi nwere onwe, ekwene ka ọ bụrụ ihe naanị iyi, ekwene ka ọnwụ nne na nna Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bụrụ ọnwụ naanị iyi, ekwene ka Ezebilo mbụ Kingsley Ezebilo mbụ cousin brother to Kanu Ntaka, na ekwene ka ajọ omume ọ na-eme metụta nwanne ya nwoke mbụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Nna m asị gị ka ị bụọ Kingsley Ezebilo ọnụ n'ụbọchị nke tata. Ọ ga-adị ka onye nọ n'ime ọchịchịrị, ọmama ebe ụzọ eji apụ dị, ọmama ebe windo dị, ọ ga na-agba okirikiri, nọrọ ofu ebe na-agba okirikiri. Ana m ekwubi okwu nke anụ a wee sị na ị ga-eme. Eze ebube, ana m asị gị Chukwu okike abịa ma binye n'ike na ebube, bịa nye anyị Biafra. Ndị IPOB Media Warriors niile, ndị nke na-ada mba n'ihi ihe na-agagharị n'ụbọchị nke tata, nna ga-agba ha ncha niile ume. Nna every IPOB principal officers ndị nke genuine, nna ga-agba ha ncha niile ume. Every member of DOS, anyị ma ihe ha na-agabiga, nna biko ga-agba ha ncha niile ume. Nna nye ha amamihe, ọ na mkpelie ka ọ ga-adị anyị na onwe anyị na-ekwu okwu n'ife onyonyo nna nye anyị amamife anyị ga-eji wee na-aga n'iru ọdịda bụlọ maka nke anyị ọganiru bụ nke anyị nna ife anyị ga-eri ga na-abịa n'iru anyị ife ga-eri anya ma abịa nna na-eme n'iru ka anyị nọrọ n'azụ na-eme n'azụ ka anyị nọrọ n'iru nna ekpe m ka m si malụ nna amaghị m ekpe mana ịma mkpa anyị karịa ka anyị mara onwe anyị wee yọọ gị nke a site n'afa Chukwu okike abịa ise Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I greet every one of you, and I have come today to preach the gospel truth. And my preaching today is that IPOB is bigger than Igbo politics, and Biafra restoration is our destination. Nwada Nkechi ndewo afọ m ife na-ede mana nọ n'ime ekpere nyakọjụ dịka m afọ ya and from kita gabazi onye nke gede mmadụ I need mmadụ bịa solu ndị dia front lobe ada alụ ọlụ bịa gbabasaga na comment section ka anyị wee yala blọkụ gị so rapụ ha once onye ahụ comment m ga-etinye onye ahụ ebe onye blọkụ ebe o belong m ga-etinye onye ahụ ebe onye ahụ belong because platform abụlọ platform ebe a na-agbasaga m ga-ablọk onye ọbụla mpụta ihe edeyeri maka na anya gafego stage mmadụ ga-ebe ọpụta kịta ọ bịa na-agbasaga na comment section agwa m ha dat na ọ bụrụ na izu nwoke n'ịma n'ọdịgị ka nwee brain that you think you are intellectuals that you have something to offer nwanne ịpụta na my platform isi Maazị Achebe Paul drop link I want to disgrace you nwanne bịa disgrace him I will be very happy that I saw someone from somebody issue from autopilot or from a Takanu family or a Nigerian government to come on my platform and disgrace me. My brother, it will make me to know that I don't know anything. It will prompt me to go and learn. Because Obo Nibialo challenge him openly. Nge perfect. Man, I need it so that can we get strong. But guess what? 99.9% of you are coward. The 1% if I did the foolish. So Biafrans, let us go straight to the reason why we are here. Uchechi Omeka, you have earned yourself a very wonderful block. And your comment deleted. Okay, water. Because Obu na nna gị kwụrụ ụgwọ nne gị. Oka at least motonye uche mana as you can see that you are suffering from leucoprus intensity. Your front lobe is not functioning. So we are not here to entertain empty brains. We are here to lecture people. And today's topic got it very, very direct to Soludo. And I will use the video of this young, brilliant lawyer, Ibinihe, to dissect Soludo call, which he made in one way or the other. The call is well deserved, but he made that call in a wrong perspective, in a wrong directions, because only you can make that call. Which one emelo? A tree cannot make a forest. When you love your people, you meet the other leaders, you talk and you check you look for solution to the problems. And that's your hera. Where you're my fellow comrade, ndona anwoku nobi. Ndi nchoka DOS take action. Anolugo man we canon takanu. Anolugo man calculate here Kingsley Zebilo. Anolugo man calculate here the people nyanya na local. These people I need you inye had the attention or ijimaka ha we distract here the leadership of IPOB DOS. Because in Anya, if una DOS is like a government and they are battling with many governments. They are battling with country one of the most intelligent countries around the world. They are battling with one of the most dangerous ethnic group in the Africa. They are battling with the most powerful countries in the world. And it requires time and support from their own people, the people they are leading, to be able to match the level of the cannibals of people that is coming to destroy this very movement. So, and that is the reason why I said we have to nwada nkechi biko onye chọ ka m block or tinyelu m afia because onenji agụ comment bụ mfu afa ka nji agụ comment pụtara m here ịbịa gụwa comment ndị ala ọ na-ebe mfu afa gị or mfu afa nwada kara gold m na-aga through your comment because ama m nụna na ha just wepụta phone jee pịwa phone n'ụlọ ma apị phone mba unu na-ede ihe ya ebe even onye brain ya kpochiri akpochi gụọ ya like this oburugodo ofu not okpopeni. So okay, thank you, Henry UD. Let me look for the idiot. I have to scroll up. I have seen the Nwa bingo. So that I will take the person and lead the person. Ebe abụla ebe anyị na-ebe onye pụta ọpụta ịbịa deyeri be deyeri. So we need to give the leadership of IPOB the maximum support, and no matter how hot-tempered or how we are hot with the inconsequential Kingsley Ezebilo's activities, we have to manage some certain things and let some certain things go. And then even we were like this. Boundary. I don't care about the consequences. That is why when I addressed that issue, it took Mazi Opaleze Chukwubi came to calm me down because a lot of things that day. But immediately that thing, then my temper closed. Now, can I show the video of this young, brilliant barrister to address and bring the things our people need from the things that happen and the reason Soludo and the Emmanuel Kano and the Canon Takano are playing games, playing politics with the lives of their late parents and the life of over 6 to 7 million Biafrans that died in the quest for Biafra restoration. And here, we will bring a lot of things out so that our people will learn something. Make it up. In a lot of things.
Let's get straight to business. Governor Soludo has called on the federal government to release the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, to him. Any legal implications to this?
The answer is no. What Mr. Soludo said is entirely political. It is without any legal consequence. The first point to even make is that by virtue of his position, virtue of his side, he's not even eligible to stand as a shorty for anybody in Nigeria. That is because under Section 308 of the Constitution, a governor has immunity not only from prosecution, not only from civil action. When you look at the language of Section 308, it is very expansive to the extent that any person that is entitled to immunity under that section, the law says no process of court can be issued that is capable of compelling the appearance of that person. Now, what is shorty? If someone is arraigned in court, let us assume that before we even get to whether there is even a basis for, his proposition or not. When someone is arraigned in court and that person is admitted to bail, the court requires that person to produce a shorty for someone to enter into recognizance. Now, in the event that that person jumps bail or violates the term of his bail, and the court is to issue a warrant for the arrest of that person, the court can require the shorty to issue cause, to show cause why the sum that the person has entered into recognizance should not be forfeited to the federal government or to the state government as the case may be.
Let me pause it here. Now, like this man just educates us, he just enlightened us, because at the initial stage, to be honest with you, I never knew that there is what this man says here is truly what happened. Soludo, before Soludo come out to make that very call for the restoration for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released or volunteer himself to be a shorty, Soludo have already studied and know that Soludo don't have what it takes, cannot in any way, in any capacity, in any level, stand as a shorty for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out, which means Soludo just used the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to flag off Apuga campaign. Soludo used the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to flag off the Apuga campaign. Soludo, within in his heart, knows that he is not eligible to stand as a shorty for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Soludo knows that he is not qualified because as a governor, there is no person that can prosecute you or that can arrest you if the shorty is not there. Automatically, the law now take you out for you not to stand for any person so that they will not have a gross damage. Now, that is the reason Soludo was bold enough to come out to make caricature of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because what I will call that is a caricature. As a sitting governor, if Soludo, who is a professor, well educated according to the zoo education, he is a professor and he is a sitting governor, he has what it takes to mobilize the Eastern leaders. He has what it takes to bring all the elderly statesmen together. He has what it takes to bring every senators, every house of assemblies, every local government chairman, every traditional rulers, every religious pastors. Soludo has what it takes to call them on the round table to discuss the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not shorty. So Soludo, who is a professor in the zoo called Nigeria, is aware that the Court of Appeal have discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the Kingsley Ezebilo, popularly known as Kanu Takanu, is aware that the Court of Appeal have discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Emmanuel Okanu, who is the new Nigerian journalist running up and down with his wife, doing journalism in Okezi, the woman, because nothing is impossible with these people. In as far as money is concerned, they can do undo. The new journalist, which is the wife of Emmanuel Kanu, who is the new Nigerian journalist broadcasting from Kenya FM, Kenya to Nigeria FM, Mountain Prayer Radio. Emmanuel Okanu's wife is a Nigerian journalist broadcasting from Kenya to Nigeria FM, Mountain Prayer Radio, of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu deportation, knows that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been discharged and acquitted. Now, the question here now is, what is the purpose of volunteering yourself as a shorty? Shorty for what? Let's listen to this man. So that is the way Soludo get everything wrong, because Soludo is aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been discharged and acquitted. What Soludo could have done is to call for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditional release and join other people, call for the Nigerian federal government to obey their own court order. because the appeal court have ruled they have to obey the order. His call and his stand should be, Nigeria government, obey your own court order so that the rule of law can take its course. As a professor he is, he understands and he knows the meaning of discharged and acquitted. Now, this very young, brilliant lawyer who have been on the media and have been making waves is now lecturing them. Let us hear from him so that he, Soludo, you can invite Soludo to come and listen and learn. I don't know if he don't have lawyer who can actually advise them.
In another instance, the court can even require that person to come to court to explain the appearance of that person. So technically speaking, because of the implications of the immunity clause, a governor is not someone that is capable of standing as a shorty for any person in law. It is simply not possible, because that will entail that he has to go to court, he posts to an affidavit, sign bail bond and all that. What happens if Nnamdi Kanu does not attend court? Can the governor be compelled to produce him? The answer is no. So what Ludu said was just a political statement. But the question is, to stand shorty for what exactly?
Did you hear that question? This young lawyer now, he is not an Igbo man. He's now asking Soludo and the useless imbecile called Ojus Okano and the Emmanuel Okano and the Kinsley Ezebilo, what is Soludo standing shorty for? This is the question that every Igbo man should be asking Soludo as a professor. What are you standing shorty? Because you can only stand a shorty for somebody who is facing trial. You can only stand a shorty for somebody who is being granted bail. And the condition for his bail is for him to provide a shorty. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not granted a bail. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lawyer did not go for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bail. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lawyer, they went for court, face to face with Nigeria government. If this man is guilty, sentence him to jail. If this man is not guilty, free him. And the court of appeal, after looking into the details and all the cases, after studying it, the court of appeal found out that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is 100% innocent of all the charges against him. And the court of appeal ruled and declared that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is hereby discharged and acquitted. And no court, no competent court that has the right, that has the jurisdictions to try him under the Nigerian territory. What does that tell you? It tells you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is freed. So why are they not going for with the decision of Court of Appeal, which is one of the second high court in Nigeria after the Supreme Court? Now let us listen to this brilliant lawyer. This is the reason why. Now I see the reason why they have not made an Igbo man the Chief Justice of the Federation, because they will see truth, they cannot speak. How do you think they pick men? They pick men when you see truth. You like this man tomorrow. If they make this man Chief Judge or Justice of the Federation, he deserves it because he saw the truth. He said it. He studied law. He knows what the law is all about. He have been speaking because as a lawyer, your work is to speak and defend your country and defend the poor. Where are the Igbo lawyers? Why are they not speaking? Where are those who say that there are sons in Igbo? Are you not? None of them you can see. Let's listen.
That today, as I'm speaking to you, there is no charge known to law in any court in Nigeria, to my knowledge, that Nnamdi Kanu is facing. The charge that he was facing before the Honorable Justice Nyako has been declared a nullity, has been set aside by the Court of Appeal in a unanimous judgment. And the court even said the federal government cannot try him for any offense whatsoever because of the issue of extraordinary rendition. Therefore, as of today, there is no charge in law that Nnamdi Kanu is facing. What has happened is that after the Court of Appeal had given the judgment last October, the federal government applied for.
Now, did you hear that? There is no charges known by the law that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing. This is the place where I got angry with the so-called Professor Soludo. And because of that is ignorance and the negligence utterance, the infiltrators just capitalize on that and start issuing unnecessary and the criminal orders, using the opportunity to rob and kill innocent people of Biafrans. These are the things I want our people to understand. These are the things I want our people to understand, because I am not here to attack Soludo. I am here to tell Soludo before you cannot use. Oh my God. This person should. I will call you back later. I did busy. Beg. This is where I got. That is, I have problem with the so-called professors in Nigeria. This is my problem with them. Now, my problem with Soludo is, why must Soludo use IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to flag off Apuga campaign? IPOB is, you can't use IPOB for Igbo politics. IPOB is a nation. When you talk about IPOB, you are talking about old Eastern region. Why are you using IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for ordinary Apuga campaign flag off? So that is an insult to in the person of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the entire IPOB. And I don't see it as a joke. I don't see it as a joke, because they are aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been discharged and acquitted. They are aware that all the charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been squashed by the Court of Appeal. He is aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a free man. He is aware that the hands that is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the Fulani and the British. Why can't he speak? Now, you will ask me, what do you expect Soludo to do? If I am to be a Soludo or to be in the shoe of Soludo, it's very simple. Because anytime I bring something, I will give you the solution. What I expected Soludo, or what I, MAP, will do, if I am to be Soludo, I will call for all the Igbo leaders in the Southeast, and I will call for all the South leaders, the so-called South. I will call all of them. I will say, we can't fold our hands while the Fulani are taking us for granted. Let us take action towards this man, so that when this thing will occur to one of us, people can rise to defend us. You will not initiate that the Court of Appeal have discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the Nigerian government should obey their own court order. Nigerian government should obey their own court order. But he didn't do that. He is afraid. Now this young man is lecturing him. These are the problems. According to Soludo, he said that to tackle the insecurity in the East and beyond, you need one man to be on the round table, and that person is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When he said that, that is truth. But the question is, what prompted the insecurity? Who are the people who bring the insecurity? They are the former governor of Anambra State, the current governor of Abia State, the current governor of Imo State, the current governor of Ebonyi State, and the other governors of the South, and the current governor of Enugu State. These are the people who brought the insecurity. These are the people who called for Operation Python Dance 1, 2, 3. when the citizens are not in any way in chaos, when there is no problem in the land, you start dancing. Upon that, you kill innocent people who are now on the rampage, revenging, and there are the political opponents using the name of Biafra to do all sort of nonsense. He knows that once Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only person who can command ESN to go after those people, and those people will be captured. Now, all the criminals, which he, Soludo, and the Anduba, with the rest of them, Hopo Zodima, use to do okay, one that kind of good. Where is the guy? You said block Tony Hansen. Tony Hansen, please bring your comment back, or just say hi. Let me see your name. I need your name so that I will send you to where you belong. This platform, I don't need any Lomundi Shidikishi Canon Takano here. Any Lomundo Sochiebu. Any Lomundi inconsequential beings like Musa Prophet. Thank you, Tony, for bringing your comment. You are hereby sent to her. I really appreciate you for not making it hard for me. Any Dlomundala here, when we are talking something reasonable, when we are talking sense, and you know that you are senseless, you can go to enter Biafra, enter channel 1, enter channel 2, all those Wazombias, Wasofas, and is it not Wazombias, all those Calabar Bobrisky. Go there and start talking useless things. Now, these are the people you need to hold responsible. The question now is, you said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released to you. Is Oka the hometown of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Are you now, between you and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who will release each other to each other? Do you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is more free man in DSS dungeon where he is than you that as a governor? You as a governor, you are not free. You cannot do something because you want to do it. You cannot do something as a free man. You are just a living and a working slave. We had what Wike said. He said that if you open mouth and say the reason what is still holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he will be released immediately. The question now is, why is he closing his mouth since he knows? Because he is involved. All of them are bandits. All of them are in the same shoe. Now, many of you will say, oh, Mazi, what is wrong with what Soludo said? At least he have tried for coming out to say he can be a shorty. Oh, how many Igbo man can come out to volunteer themselves to be a shorty? Do you know the consequences of coming out to say he will be a shorty? In case you are wondering, or you are just doubting, or you are just double thinking, why is this man saying this? Let me tell you the consequences of coming to be a shorty. The consequences. It means that coming to be a shorty means that the court of appeal judgment that you rejected it on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and it also means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not discharged and acquitted. It means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing trial. It means that all the counts, all the charges that the court of appeal have discharged and quashed and thrown into the bins, you are now bringing it back. You are now telling the world that you can stand a shorty that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still under investigation. You are now telling the world that the crime that they are telling you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not commit, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is probably committed it. A shorty means that he has a question to answer, that when he is needed to answer this question, if you find him, you don't see him, you hold his shorty. Shorty means that he have not been discharged and he is just granted ordinary bail. That he has a question to answer. on social day, any day Nigeria need him, and they did not see him to come and answer questions, they will come for you. Don't you understand it? But discharged and acquitted, you don't need a shorty. He has no case to answer. He has nothing to do with the Nigerian court. He is a free man. The only case he has with Nigeria now is the date for referendum. The day they will just say, okay, this day we'll have a referendum date. So, and I want to ask Emmanuel Okanu, also known as a Nigerian news journalist, Kenya to Nigerian FM, Prayer Mountain Radio. New Nigerian journalist snapping pictures with Okezi Ikpeazu. You said you go school, that you know what you are doing. Did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ask you to look for shorty for him? Did Mazi, I know now the last time that guy in Ghana for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not for Obele ka Mazi Nnamdi Kanu welola uwe nyanti. Obulu no buho no hand on a DSS dungeon. Mazi Kejuola reset Emmanuel Okanu brain. A journalist with no single article, a journalist that have not even say anything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu extraordinary rendition. What type of journalist are you? A dumb baby journalist. And some of you will say, oh, don't say it's our leader's brother. To hell with that word. Which brother? Osochiebu brother? Kanunta, where is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? On Enu Mountain. He is praying, prayer warrior. Before we know it, Nigerian paper, Nigerian zoo is the people that told us that Onyendu is now in Nigeria. That is the greatest insult. Do you know that with that news alone, people hated DOS, including me? Say, leadership, unknowing to me that this is Kwashoko inconsequential neighbor, a criminal in Germany, unrepentant, uncircumcised he-goat, a hardened criminal, Julega IPOB, Neko, na baka mbege na Christmas. Akwopom, ichoka obologi. Now, you as a national coordinator, here now, you as a national coordinator, in Eso Kanu Takan Majogi, when you are telling us about command and control, what do you understand or what do you mean by the command and control? What do you mean by command and control? Or what do you understand by command and control? Or when they mean the command, or losing your own tone, a command and control. That is how many of you call yourself coordinators. I go that now. Very soon, I got how many coordinators as especially some national coordinators on the Zuzu. I got hazu very soon because imano kata ibia solu ina okwa oku ina ezuzu check people na bagay kiti one ina bebele ka men yali maybe no because we will find you and when we get you jukwe ekwere mmadu aga eti gi mgbada nwulanwu n'isi kwete na ọ na-eme apịacha gi mgbada nwulanwu n'isi. Now, can I get this brilliant lawyer lecturing Mr. Soludo and the rest of them trying to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for political campaign or for political relevance or trying to draw the attention. Kahawe say, oh, onye nka abụka ezigbo mmadụ, onye nka fụkwanụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu n'anya. We know all the games. That is why individual people hate him onye ọbụla ga-apụta. Hypocrites, I hate them. Since if I knew na court during the Anambra State election, today free again. This is the same role Soludo Choreba use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to flag out up Apuga so that people will now be trooping into Apuga say, oh, this is our own. At least this is a Biafra party. We know the game. IPOB is bigger than Igbo politics. There is no leg or highest will take you in 24 hours, we will detect you. Because we are introvert. We are introvert. We think, we reason. Donald Mba Egbu, if they are killing the Igbos because of Biafra, what will you do? You call for a round table. The truth remains that if there is no Biafra today, they will continue killing you because Biafra, we will not take because you are dying and stop the agitation. The question you will ask, who are the people killing Biafra? Kendi Nebundi Biafra? And what are the purpose they are killing? Okay, we are fighting for Biafra. That means that the person is fighting for Biafra. You must be able to reason, think. Fulani cannot longer kill you in the name of Fulani. The Nigerian terrorists in uniform can no longer assassinate you in the name of Nigeria. The only way they can assassinate you without you reasoning or tracing or thinking it is when they kill, they will mention the name Biafra. Because many of us are passionate about Biafra and many of us are emotions about Biafra. But we are not, we must be well educated and fast thinker to detect and decode the games the enemies are playing. Since they are killing you with Biafra, what you need to do for you to stop that killing is to draw a line. Have you drawn a line? Have you made a call for a referendum? You are still pushing one Nigeria election and they are reducing your population. In Hamufu, Enugu State, they ransack 8 communities. Are those people going to vote? In Imo State, Hope Uzodinma is killing you every day. You see what happened to Ikengu Imo. Everybody, that is in a broad daylight. Carried out by Ebubagu. Who formed the Ebubagu in Imo State? Hope Uzodinma. What have you done today? Have any arrests have been done? Before the attack, we had the deputy governor of Imo State telling Ikenga Ugochinyere Imo that he will arrest him and he will deal with him. Haven't he done that? He have done it. And he destroyed a lot of things. So when you see them kidnapping themselves, kidnapping local government, you will know that is kill and a retaliation killing. Counter killing, kill and counter killings. That is what is going on. All those killings has nothing to do with Biafra. ESN have gone inside waiting until the day they will give them order, or until the day they will catch any Fulani person. They will take the person to where he belongs. Are you hearing China Sanworu or Chike Doziem telling you our ESN? No. The instruction, Mazinam can tell you, discipline is the key. If you are not disciplined enough, you will not understand IPOB, or you cannot even be a member of IPOB. That word, if you are not disciplined enough, Oga, if you are not obeying command and control, you cannot be in IPOB. If you like, be the most intelligent person in the whole world, and you are not obeying command and control, one man on one IPOB will take you out. If you like, be the richest man and the highest contributor in IPOB, and you are not following the command and control, the discipline, when they to hell with your money, when they got who need it? And IPOB will not even feel your absent. That is the truth. So you will understand it. John Wegi, are they still kidnapping with which person's name? Look at this is useless P2B supporter that cannot defend the P2B anywhere. Where is the idiot? Wanda Karago, to thank you for bringing the Mwabingo out. Send there to hell. Now, here, if you kill man. Okuwata. Now, the question now is, Oblo Nemalona standing a shorty, coming out to come and start a shorty, is telling Nigeria government that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not discharged and acquit, that he go and we want to grant him bail. And it's not all just ordinary shorty. If Soludo stand for shorty, they will not tell you that you can pay more than 200 million or 1 billion for bailout to grant him bail. You can also request for a serving senator who has a landed property. Are you not aware of this? Now, automatically, he will return to the Federal High Court under the justice of Binta Nyako to face the trial which have been discharged and acquitted and quashed into being. On Emalona. Or are you not aware of this? Madu, a lawyer here, this is a lawyer telling you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not standing any trial, that he has no case to answer. And the Supreme Court have not made any statement to overturn the ruling of appeal court. And you are volunteering yourself to be a shorty, which means you are calling for a gift. It's like a match that we played for 90 minutes. And I beat you 3-0. And my coach is now telling us we lose this game when we will play the match again. Match that you have already won. Instead of to go home and celebrating, you are asking when will the match be played. You will stand a shorty. Which shorty? Shorty for what? For which case? Now, in case you hear na call again, I think this person will lecture you the more. Listen.
God, the post to an affidavit, sign bail bond and all that. What happens if Nnamdi Kanu does not attend court? Can the governor be compelled to produce him? The answer is no. So what Ludu said was just a political statement. But the question is, to stand shorty for what exactly?
Do you hear that? To stand a shorty for what exactly? My brother, you that is talking, what is Soludo, Mr. Shorty, is standing shorty for? One bar for Kedifi now stand a shorty for. Which crime? Una what are you now? Now, the question is this. What prompted Soludo to make that statement? Is because Soludo have contracted Emmanuel Okano and the Kingsley Ezebilo and they bribed them. They are now using him to play a game. Kahadikwaka had irrelevant. And that is the reason the leadership of IPOB to release here, that press release. If you are dealing with any person or any individual aside Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, aside the DOS, you are on your own, OYO, or you are on your own. Everything you do there will just be in vain because that does not represent the IPOB. It does not represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are not speaking or dealing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So for you to deal with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you must pass the right channel, which is DOS Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's as simple as that.
Because as of today, as I'm speaking to you, there is no charge known to law in any court in Nigeria, to my knowledge, that Nnamdi Kanu is facing. The charge that he was facing before the Honorable Justice Nyako has been declared a nullity, has been set aside by the Court of Appeal in a unanimous judgment. And the court even said the federal government cannot try him for any offense whatsoever because of the issue of extraordinary rendition. Therefore, as of today, there is no charge in law that Nnamdi Kanu is facing. What has happened is that after the Court of Appeal had given the judgment last October, the federal government applied for a stay, which the court in its wisdom granted, even though some of us have, some jurisprudential difficulties, explaining that judgment. But that is the ruling.
Did you hear that? Even the court, the Nigerian court, the Nigerian government went to appeal and for the judgment, and they appeal against it, and they said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have to stay. Those things. He said them that they are lawyers have not even understand why what the judge judged there. All of them who are lawyers don't even understand the reason why that judge granted those things. That is to tell that is 101 mago that no court has right. Do you know that Soludo have not questioned the procedures, the process in which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary renditions back to Nigeria? Do you know that none of them have requested to know the details and everything publicly and make it known to the Biafrans and the people they are governing? Are you aware of that? Do you know that when you extraordinary rendition somebody, you have lost the right to try that person within that your territory? Do you know that once you violate somebody's right by kidnapping and rendition the person, you cannot try the person within your country? Are you aware of this? For Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to stand trial with Nigeria government, it must be, first of all, you will return him to Kenya, and Kenya will return him to UK or wherever he come from that place. Then you can approach any court of anywhere he is at that moment. That is the only case Mazi can answer you. But in as much as Mazi is in DSS dungeon, no born of a man can try him in the zoo. This should be the point and the contact where Soludo and the rest of them should stand their feet and start fighting. The statement of Soludo is worth next to nothing. The statement of Soludo worth next to nothing. Because when he yoku, do you know that keeping silent is better than what Soludo just did? Yes, because he just jeopardized everything. He just committed a blunder. Or just showcase here an ignorance there. Mezi fe konye na gala akwụkwọ. Ka I get this man unti.
That is the ruling of the court, staying that judgment which Nnamdi Kanu had appealed to the Supreme Court. But as of today, the law remains that Nnamdi Kanu is not facing any trial, cannot face any trial, and cannot be arraigned in any court. So you cannot stand shorty for someone that is not standing trial. So for me, what he said was just a political statement, which is not out of place. If the federal government believes that dialogue is a solution to the crisis in the Southeast, that political solution can resolve the agitation that we are seeing, the IPOB agitation, why not? The governor can advocate for his unconditional release. But beyond that, as I said, there is a pending.
Do you hear that? The governor can agitate for his unconditional release. Have the governor, Soludo, agitated for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? The answer is no. The unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has nothing to do with shorty. The unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has nothing to do with bail. The unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has nothing to do with releasing him to me, that I will bring him when you want him. Do you hear that? So Soludo and the rest of them clamoring and shouting, release him to me, I will stand there and shut him. Your work there is to call for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not shorty. Now, Emmanuel Kanu, educated Bonfu, a graduated moron, a high profile and a well-recommended Osochiegbu, you are seeing it. They are not telling you what you are dealing. You are now the one committing your brother to make him to go back to the case he have won. And they are posting, hey, Soludo, anyone at what of Musa Prophet? The most bastard idiot, the unfortunate in-law of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I said the worst thing that have ever happened to Faruqi Beg is for them to carry their pig princess and hand it over to a confused madman. Because that princess is a 500 kg bingo. And Malam Why self, ọkwa ihe anụ a ka ndị Igbo na-ekwu n'eziokwu na ofu nne na-amụ mana ofu chi adịghị eke. Ofu nne na-amụ ofu chi adịghị eke. Eziokwu. In this Biafra restoration and this Biafra journey have actually proven to me that no ofu nne na-amụ no mana ofu chi adịghị eke. And akalaka dị n'iche n'iche. That is your brother doesn't mean that you must have the same destiny or the same future. You must not have the same spirit. Your calling can never be the same. Both of them calling, all of them, their calling is different. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was born to restore Biafra, fight for Biafra. Emmanuel Kanu was born to be a criminal, eating from Biafran money. Kanu Takanu, Kingsley Ezebilo, Ekberima himself, was also sent to be a backstabber. Ndị Osochiegbu. To be a backstabber. Ndị Osochiegbu. Okwosu Biafran child. Nya bịa suo mụ na. Nya bịa suo mụ. Nya zite one inconsequential being ka ọ bịa suo mụ n'Italo. Ka m tinye nya mmanwụ. Ka m gwa na ọmụ abụ AP na mgbasi mgbọrọgwụ ike. Na mgbanye mgbọrọgwụ nọsi ike. Enwere m criminal record. Nwanne enweghị ebe ị ga-eji wee jide nwe m n'obodo a. Ana m follow the things. Nwanne adị m well integrated. Ibi ebe a mbi nwanne adị m well. That is ya. Ịkpọgodo Paul agasị gị jeneda ngị close that case. Ịkpọkịrị ịkpọ. Ọkụghọta. Ya ga-asụọ nne ya na otele. And I love what IPOB national coordinator in the person of Mazi Collins. That suspension stand. Don't distract DOS. The national coordinators and the other IPOB coordinators can handle Kanu Takanu. Take him out. And ọbịa na meeting na kwenye ezigbo ihe belie ndị eke. Then ka o weta akwụkwọ ebe afọ dị as the leadership. Ka o kwuo onye bụ udene mmụọ chiri ọzọ. IPOB Germany should handle Kingsley Ezebilo mercilessly. Onwere ife ọ bụ. At least nya weta akwụkwọ ji register. Okwo mbọchị take oath. Then okwo the leadership or cover the leadership. Ka amalụ ma ya present onwe as the leadership. Ka ya bịa see the German government is my brother is the leader. Then the government will ask him, and then this is an organization, it's a movement. Your brother can be a leader. That does not mean you're a leader. That is why on a document in here, his brother has his own document. Your document cannot cover your brother own. Now, you people that is going from one governor to the other, collecting money, na lego. Iju think in family business. Right from time, I have been saying it that IPOB is not a family business. That is why the day Hapo Battalion on one platform when I say you are a family business, I kicked against that statement because I'm on the result. Today, that broadcast, the only possible IPOB is a family business. I said it that I can never agree to that because I know what I'm fighting for. I am fighting for a nation. Gagwa Kingsley Ezebilo. That now IPOB is bigger than Afaru Ukwibe. IPOB is bigger than Abia State. IPOB is bigger than the entire Abia State, not to talk of Umuahia herself. When you say IPOB, you are talking about Anambra State. You are talking about Ebonyi State. You are talking about Enugu State. You are talking about Delta State. You are talking about River State. You are talking about Cross River State. You are talking about Bayelsa State. You are talking about Enugu State. You are talking about all the old eastern region. These are the IPOB. It's a nation, not village. IPOB is bigger than Abia North. Zoom meeting. Cara good, your own violence. About me, your own violence. Only your own violence, na pro-massive violence. Unanege now. IPOB is not a family business. And any person working IPOB will be family business, map your balanono, the person don't deserve to live. Okay, the difference. Gakowalo Kingsley below that IPOB is not a nuclear family, not a standard family. IPOB is a nation. When you are dealing with a nation, even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a limit because we are dealing with a nation. That is why he said that he cannot give order. He is just one person among the 70 million. Undermine that we let me tell you, we are the people who made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu who he is. Because God sent him, and the people that they sent him to welcomed him and supported him. That was the reason he was able to achieve the dream and achieve the goals and reach to the level that he is today. If God sent him to us and we rejected him, the destiny will die young. He will not come to pass. So if you think that because you come from that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu father Nogowa, the great grandfather of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Nogowa, you are now ni solugo ni fenen. You're confused in-law. In-law namalo left from right. In-law namalo nya na sister Chiamaka onye gbola ha na alụ ọlụ karịa. In-law namalo na-eshofe 600 euro. In-law na-aya ego na Germany, na-aya ego n'internet. In-law ngwa tiketi baga na Nigeria. Mechi ihe niile o meji nwulofu his in-law na DSS dungeon. Ndị ka na-achọkwe. Because I don't think Ejimako can grant his safety. Or Jechedi or Jemulofu of in Lian, put on a social media now rant. Okay, go shine or you say man, spiritual blind man. What the lady care? Can I get nothing? Let this man lecture us. Listen.
Subsisting judgment of the Court of Appeal, even though same had been stayed, that Nnamdi Kanu ought not to face trial. For me, what is important is that the government, the federal government, should examine the issue dispassionately. If you have a situation where in the last 7 to 8 years, we have seen members of Boko Haram that have slaughtered thousands of Nigerians, granted immunity, granted amnesty, being reintegrated in court, what is the distinction between what Boko Haram has done to grant them, to make them eligible for amnesty, compared to what IPOB is doing? Why are we having double standard? But on the other hand, I am among those Nigerians who believe that violence is not the solution. Therefore, while we are also calling for, dialogue and all that, we must make it very clear that sit at home is not acceptable, that nobody has the right to disrupt the electoral process, and nobody has the right to burn INEC offices or public facilities, while also calling on the federal government to be dispassionate.
Did you hear that? Now, do you see why we told you that DOS are very much wise? DOS are very much wise. What he just said now is exactly what DOS have disassociated themselves from. That is the reason DOS tell you, if you want to go for election, since your brain is not working, you say not to go and vote. Go and fool yourself in the ballot paper box or whatever. If you say your brain not the work, go do whatever, but IPOB will not force you not to do or to do it. You see it? That is the reason IPOB say we have called off the sit at home. You cannot do it voluntarily. IPOB is in charge of sit at home, while the criminals are in charge of force at home. There is difference between force at home and sit at home. Sit at home are voluntarily. Force at home are those criminals using guns, killing people for them to stay at home. That is called force at home. Do you understand it? In water there? That is called force at home. And IPOB is not engaging in burning of INEC office, nor anything that relates to that. IPOB are non-violent organizations, very peaceful organizations. Did you understand it? Now, the Igbo politician, do you understand that IPOB is bigger than Igbo politics? And Biafra destination is Biafra restoration is our destination. That is why everybody now, your problem should be how to call for referendum. Soludo and the rest governors call for Biafra referendum, because you cannot build East without the restoration of Biafra. You can't. All the criminals now are using the name of Biafra to confuse you so that you will not detect them. You see it. DOS are very much wise. Kudos to them. This is a brilliant lawyer. Where are the other lawyers? Where is the living in bondage man? He is now shouting obedient fowl. Let's go.
Regarding what Suludo has said, as I have already explained, we should take it for what it is, because in the first place, it was at a political rally that he made this statement. And you and I know that when it comes to times like this, politicians in Nigeria can say anything, and that is exactly what Governor Suludo did.
All right,
He knows how to have access to the president.
Yes, you call it a political statement, but then Governor Soludo said Kano is critical to the security situation in the southeast and is needed for any discussion for the future of the region. Will you say this can actually guarantee peace in that region?
I don't believe that Soludo is serious about what he said. Again, I want to emphasize that it was a political
Did you hear that?
statement.
Did you hear that? Soludo is not serious. If Soludo is serious, what paper or what move have he made? This young man is saying nothing but the truth. Did you hear that? This is the kind of people I love to bring their videos out. These are the people, like, when I see them, I see something in them. When somebody told you or say, I studied law, you will be able to find the atom of law that he studied. Not a professor that he don't know his left from right. Genti, kina muti fosi so. Mepo bologi.
As I have already underscored, legally and constitutionally is not eligible to even be a sortie. And secondly, there is no basis for anybody, whether governor or whatsoever, to even say he wants to be a sortie, because there is no charge that Nnamdi Kanu is facing. But I do agree with him on one point, that if we are going to resolve the crisis in the southeast, there has to be some form of conversation. Because what has become clear over the last few years is that the militarization of the southeast, the python has danced and has failed. The rhythms of the python has not resulted in peace. Rather, what we are seeing is increased militarization, the killing of innocent citizens, the burning of the properties of private citizens and public facilities. So to resolve that, it is therefore important and imperative for the federal government to explore dialogue. As that today, it is quite regrettable that there is no evidence that the current federal government of President Muhammad Buhari is even interested in talking to them. There is no evidence, but we have seen clearly how the federal government has treated the issue of the herdsmen. We have seen how the federal government has treated the issue of Boko Haram. Any sincere person can see a departure. On the one breed, we see the government being look at the killing that is going on in the North Central. Just about last night or so, we saw how a reverend father was burned to death. People are being killed, are being attacked all over the place. We do not see the kind of emotion, the kind of passion with which the federal government is approaching this different, aspect of criminality that is going on. And that is the problem. The problem is not even about dialogue. It's not even about trial in any court. It is about the fact that there is a clear bias, there is a clear prejudice on the part of the federal government. That is what has made it almost impossible for this crisis to be resolved. Because if the federal government is dispassionate, we will see a uniform approach to addressing.
All right, so what then is the way out of all of this?
Now, did you hear what this man said? The reason why the president is adamant and is not even ready to speak with any person is because the Eastern leaders have not made any approach to speak with the president. Who are the people? Have organized a call for the unconditional release of Martin Nnamdi Kanu? The answer is no. Have the Eastern governors rise up to say court have discharged and acquitted him? The answer is no. So when you have not made any approach, how will now the president listen to you? Even in the scripture, it says, ask, it shall be given. Knock, the door shall be opened. They have not asked, they have not knocked. So how will you now open when nobody is knocking? How will you now respond or give when somebody is not asking? Are there Soludo? The court say release him unconditional. Soludo say, I want to be shorty. And this man is telling you that the problem, like the person who asked question, who is killing people, do you hear the people that is killing? The killing is because of the militarization of the East. He told you that members of Boko Haram are being granted amnesty and they recruited into the Nigerian military. Where are they bringing them to? They post them to the East to start killing. They legalize their killings. These are the things you need to understand. Have Kanu Takanu and the Kinsley, Emmanuel Kanu and the Soludo, have you people had it or think? Agamota nwoke ji eme gịnị? Is Kanu Takanu nwoke? Is Emmanuel Kanu nwoke? Do you know that Emmanuel Kanu is still living in Abuja? Living in a hotel. What is your occupation? What is the occupation of a Kinsley Ezebilo? What are you people doing for a living? How much do you earn monthly? Unu jaba different cars, classic cars. Nego luno, nego mansions. What are your jobs? Gini ball lunu, gini kunu na alo. Gini Kinsley, what is the name of your company in Germany? Kamal Mingwe company. And which company are you working for? Let us see your CUD. And some idiot Ngbala Afonu ga-apụta sị na ha bụ lawyer na support this nonsense. Negenu loyalty. When men that are well educated, well learned, when they speak, you will know that the men that has integrity, men that has honor, men that has dignity, men that has atom of respect, men that knows what truth is all about. Listen to the young man.
Looks like the way out is for us to wait for Buhari to leave office. I am not optimistic that anything is going to change between now and May 29, 2023. But I want the federal government to prove me wrong. But if the last 7 years is anything to go by, it will be false hope for anybody to believe that the Buhari government is going to resolve the insecurity that is going on across the country. The government has clearly proven itself incapable. The service chief have not been fired. People have not been held accountable. What we are seeing is indulgence, and that is not how to address a crisis of this nature. When people are claiming that you are victimizing them, you have to talk to them, you have to engage them. Where that fails, you now employ the might of the government, the might of the state. But as that today, there is clearly no willingness on the part of this federal government to engage in any form of fruitful negotiation.
All right.
Why are they still holding on to Nnamdi Kanu? If they are saying that if they release him, there will be consequences. Are they saying that Nnamdi Kanu's movement cannot be monitored? His activities cannot be monitored? Before this issue even became this terrible, when Nnamdi Kanu was still going about holding rallies and so on, it was not this bad. They were only disrupting traffic and all that. It was when he was taken into custody, the military went to attack people and all that, and the killing started. Now the situation has become brazen criminality. No, at that today, nobody can even kiss because the Igbos are the major victims now. We have seen prominent people from the Southeast region being slaughtered. We have seen public facilities, schools, and so on being destroyed. The Igbos are the victims, the major victims of the crisis in the Southeast. That is why
Governor Soludo said he has inaugurated the Truth, Justice and Peace Committee in Anambra State to get to the root cause of insecurity in the Southeast. To what extent
It's
can
played
this
again.
help? To what extent can this help to solve all of this crisis?
It is not out of place, but it's not going to result in anything tangible. I'm saying that because the matter has gone beyond the governor. It is a matter that only the federal government can resolve. It is just like saying that a governor in the Niger Delta state, say, example, my home state, Akwa Ibom, or Delta or Rivers, during the Niger Delta militancy, could have resolved the militancy in the region by constituting a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. This matter is not domesticated to Anambra. The whole Southeast region is under militarization, is under criminality.
You hear that?
Criminals have taken over the entire region. So it is not something that one governor can resolve. In any event, does the governor have any power to regulate the military? Look at the answers. When the Lagos state government set up a panel of inquiry, this is a good example, and they made recommendations. Has the federal government shown any willingness to hold any soldier accountable? You cannot have a Truth and Reconciliation Commission without the ability to bring justice to bear. If the Lagos example is anything to go by, it is a clear evidence that Soludo is wasting his time. Because if we are going to have Truth and Reconciliation, the military must also be held accountable for the slaughter of people in the region. Who is going to hold the military accountable? It is not the state government. Who is going to hold the police accountable? It is not Soludo. It has to take the federal government. As I've told you, Buhari has clearly made it clear to all Nigerians that he's not interested in doing that. So the best bet for us is for us to wait for this government to leave office and hope that the next government will take the matter more seriously.
Thank you very much, Mr. Inibehe Effiong, for...
I believe you have listened to this very young man. My brother, Oba Nwakeze, he is not an IPOB lawyer and he is not representing IPOB. He is just saying nothing but the truth. So he don't need our support or our trust. But it's good for him to say the truth. It's better for him to say the truth so that by tomorrow, when you will not be saying contrary to what against the truth they will not use it against you. Now let me bring one of his videos.
Nigerians knew who was behind the kidnappings. We would all be, our mouths would be agape and what have you. Similar comments were made by his counterparts in Katsina State, Bello Masari. Now, we know that Section 308 of the Constitution does not, even though it confers immunity, it's quite limited, as was tested in court a few times by the late, great Gani Farami. So if there's no legal protection for making these kinds of claims, what nature of protection is there? Because you and I could not publicly make such a statement. The DSS would swoop in immediately. The same DSS that has waded in to the strike with the Cattle Herders Association, they have invited those people. But they have not invited these governors to shed more light into these people terrorizing Nigeria.
Well, I will answer by asking a question. Where is the commander-in-chief?
Do you hear that? Where is the commander-in-chief? The question now is, who is the commander-in-chief? Is he not late Buhari? The man is asking you, where is the commander-in-chief? This man, this is another video of him. When you follow him up, he is outspoken. And if we can have 20 of him as a Nigerian lawyer speaking like him, at least there will be a human right, respected one, in that zoological republic. But the question is, do we have people like him to speak? You don't need to be an IPOB before you speak. Very soon they will tag him an IPOB. Do you understand it? Listen.
I don't know if you can tell me, where is the commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
Well, you have to answer the question yourself.
Dr. Bati, I don't...
Ruben Abati is another fool. I don't know how that one is how that one take become journalist. Although all of them are brown envelope. The Nigerian government is controlling them. Listen.
No! My simple answer is that I do not know where the commander-in-chief is.
Did you hear that?
There is a clear lacuna in the presidency. You can't convince me to the contrary. When somebody went to the ballot, this is a man who sought power for 12 years, 2003, 2007, 2011. He wanted to be president by all means. Nigerians gave him a chance in 2015. Despite his failures, the mandate was renewed in 2019, and as of today, we are being ruled by proxy. Gabashewu is the one issuing, offensive statements every day, telling us what the president is saying, as if the president is incapacitated.
My brother, he is incapacitated, not as if he is already incapacitated. He is nothing but he worth next to nothing. The question now is, can Nigerian youth rise up and ask where is their commander-in-chief? Can Nigeria, this cannot happen in a foreign land, in a Western world, I mean. This cannot happen in Western world. The youth, the citizens will rise up against the government. Where can a spokesperson be the one directing and giving issuing orders for a whole nation worth of more than 200 million populations? Do you understand it? This is the reason. Now, where is the commander? Where is him? You cannot convince him that you have a commander-in-chief. Now, listen to him. This is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been saying. This is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been crying out. Now, how can you be in a country where one region is superior to the other region? Listen to him.
Where is the president of Nigeria? Because when these governors are saying these things, when some of them pretend to be helpless or are genuinely helpless, where is the commander-in-chief? We saw our, Air Force men who were involved in the unfortunate air disaster mishap. They were buried. The president was not there. Our troops are being slaughtered in the north. The president is not there at their funeral. When last did the president talk to Nigerians? When last did we see the president grant a media chat? When last did we see the president speak with the victims of these kidnaps? When last did we see the president personally taking responsibility for the killings and the rampage that is going on? So if somebody is telling me that I have a president, I will raise an objection. Because the president that I want should not be a decorative president. It shouldn't be a portrait that, is occasionally brought out for photo ops, just to have some form of proof of life. Why have we lowered the bar?
Do you understand this? When they need their president, they will bring their picture, the picture of president, and they show a country of over 200 million. And all of them are clamoring, waiting for February 14 and 16 for another election to vote on another picture or another photo. It's a broadcast here. Watching the Biafra. Hi. Yeah, hi. Yeah, hi. Oh God. Now, this man is asking you, where is Buhari? Buhari is buried in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. How do you go? These are the questions every Nigerian is supposed to be asking. But it's unfortunate that we don't even have Nigerian youth. Nigerian youth remain the most confused. In fact, Nigerian youth are the only sophisticated morons, different kind of morons, and when are youth. Very confused. Do you know that because of frustration have made Nigerian youth only comedy and the useless things that is the only thing they do now. I'm going to catch a broadcast. Did you hear that? Where is Una president? Sophisticated morons. Where is Una president? Una nolo? On any campaign as a ruling party, he should be the one leading the other ancestor Tinubu in every campaign ground. Why is he missing all the campaign ground? To the extent the ancestor, Emiloko, hand the shake, leg the shake, is calling, where is Buhari? Buhari, Bala blue, blah. town hall is different from because imagine campaign ebe Tinubu ga-anọ Buhari wee nke a kpọrọ ihe Buhari wee nọrọ there. None of my colleagues are insultive. We address people based on the statement the person bring out. When you bring an inconsequential statement, you receive inconsequential answer. When you talk maturely, you will receive a matured response. Or Batana program, you will or share what are you people doing? Then you expect somebody to answer you, and you are on. So, my brother, IPOB is not an insultive organization. We are well educated and mature, but we address people based on your level of your level, based on what you bring out. I don't even know how to put it. So, IPOB in a comment section here, one head insultive. Kaida to Buhari. Now, the one thing that is why I am ashamed is that the people who never follow autopilot that time, can they have support now? When I told people that Calabar Bobrisky is not a freedom fighter, they say I am jealous. I don't know why. Who am today is campaigning for his ancestor. All need the amnesty, but he don't know that no going back. Mbeni not to lock back. All my fair game here. Fred, congratulations to you. You have earned yourself a fantastic blocking and your comment deleted. Now, can I get this man until he has something to say?
Why have we reduced this responsibility? Okay. When governors are making these incendiary comments, the other time you had the governor of Bauchi State coming out to say, oh, headsmen can carry arms. Okay. They are justified to carry AK-47. Mm-hmm. You have the governor of Zamfara State saying, I will still continue to dialogue with bandits, with terrorists. You have the governor of Niger State saying a different thing. What you are seeing is a nation in crisis. It's a nation in peril. It's a nation that is lacking in direction and leadership. Exactly. And, we keep trying to be politically correct. The reality at that today is that nobody can tell me that I have a commander-in-chief. You cannot be commanding from your bedroom. Okay. You have to lead from the front.
You cannot be commanding from your bedroom. So they can negotiate with bandits, negotiate with Boko Haram, and the Fulani herdsmen can carry guns, but Mazinam can will be in DSS. Common sense is not common. The reason is Soludo Fuchalonye Mechegolu discharge and acquitted. Shinayaga and all a shorty. Nayaga and all your shorty. Ndijela Ukwabani. Now that professor none. Then it will be and car issue as here near and sit at home.
Was what he promised. Okay. He said he will lead from the front. Okay. Today he's not even leading from the back.
Okay, I want to quickly get your reaction still as we're extending this matter. Number one will be, I'll come back to Lagos and I'll ask you another national question. Number one will be, what's the state of the Lagos panel now? Because there's been some discordant voice. Ebolo Guru is saying this, and that will affect reaching a quorum. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. So what's the state of that panel now? And what's your reaction to words attributed to the likes of Gumi that says, oh, let's not call them bandits. Let's call them something else. Let's call them probably national treasures.
We have less than 2 minutes.
Less than 2 minutes for that.
Well, the panel is still sitting. I believe they still have quorum. I want to assume so. Let us see what they will come out at the end of the day. On the very insolent and objectionable comment of Gumi, which he made, in your station, I am happy Nigerians have, justifiably derided that very toxic comment. But do not forget that if some other person other than Gumi had made that comment, the State Security Service would have been all over the place looking for that person. But Gumi has not been invited for interrogation. He's even saying don't call them terrorists. He was romancing with them. He's even saying no, that journalists are criminals for calling criminals criminals. That is why I asked the question, are we really a country of serious people? Why has Gumi not been invited for interrogation? When Bishop Kuka raised concerns about the clear nepotism in this regime, we saw how he was attacked. When the former deputy governor of the CBN, Obadia, made a comment, we saw how he was harassed and haunted. Why is Gumi being treated differently? So when you have the SSS arresting somebody for calling for the resignation of the president, the same Buhari that demanded the resignation of Jonathan, it makes the question.
Point well made. Inebe Fiong, we want to thank you for joining us. And if you're still in
doubt, Dundee. This one is good Dundee. This man, I don't know why I hate this man with passion. Ruben Abati. Very, very annoying and irritating idiot. Ordinary truth you cannot say. Run envelope. Journalist. Very annoying and disgusting idiot. Now, Buhari cannot even lead from the front nor back. Where is the commander-in-chief? Where are the Nigerians? Where are they? Eforia? Hang on now. Next 20 February, next month now. The useless youth got one line. Have one line. Ha to vote. Ha to cha hanaba. A gonde jebu. Hey, we didn't vote for Buhari. We didn't vote for Tinubu. We didn't vote. Can I talk about hash? No, one night work capital big win. I tell you, big at that area. Manuna Mahana P2B is just a tool to settle the issue between Fulani and the Britain. The Fulani want to implement their own agenda, which Britain don't want them. And Britain is now using them. Britain is using P2B to achieve two things. Britain to use one stone, one, he will look to be threatening any Fulani, they will succumb and they will continue suppressing Nigeria. He will look to be will destroy IPOB, then they will succumb to be one Nigeria. Only for us. But Chineke and Koki Kabia Gaba Hokunama. When the time comes, we will know. Another go tint na Yesu. Another go tint na Yesu. Biafrans are wiser now. I know again. Nga drop the cutting here because I have already spent 1 hour 40 something minutes, and I don't have much time today. Like I said, I am back. The day I will face Kingsley Zebilo, Ngemeli Ezigbo program. So Achom IPOB media warriors, IPOB members, Bikonu. Kai wopunu DOS na issue of Canon Takanu. We can handle this Canon Takanu. We will treat him the way he deserves, so that the DOS will not be distracted. Let me tell you, DOS will continue fighting for the restoration of Biafra, continue meeting the important personals, continue meeting the people that matters. But if IPOB media warriors and IPOB coordinators, they can perfectly well handle this Kingsley Zebilo. Any national coordinator that he identify with Kingsley Zebilo, every other coordinator should stop remitting anything and taking order from that national. That national should be treated as a slave and outcast, should be boycotted, and they demanded for the deputy to take over. Everything the national is doing should be stopped immediately. You need the stop DOS. Then, when the national for that he have been thrown to the beam, or Malononyu Ajaki Atopongwe, or Chulomia no Bamasin Ubelutelia. any person identified or moving with the Kanunta should be boycotted. Every coordinators must be united now, and every money must be made. Open under Ghana, the direct account to GOS wepute. When any coordinator make mistake, send Diego to another place, should be removed with immediate alacrity, with immediate effect. If you cannot obey the command and control of IPOB, one neighbor, get out. The era will pamper you, beg you, oh, come and join IPOB. We need the population. I beg, leave him. You know, we are not men. That era have come and gone. One nature, you know, naturally, no one neighbor, you must need 100 men. Only 1 billion men. Only just 100. If you are lucky to be among the 100, one make sure that you stand well. If you want to fall out of this struggle, one day get join your Kanunta family. Get join the useless Kanu and one day okay. Came out that now there is difference between IPOB and the family business. We are not here for family business. We are here for national business. We are here for national freedom. We are here to fight for the restoration of Biafra. And the email mistake was because now cousin brother Mazinam the kind of kiss Lezebilo is a cousin brother. You now associate yourself with him. That means you are not for Biafra restoration. You are in for just a post, and the longer throat will kill you. IPOB so that means you are not worthy to be an IPOB member. You are not worthy. And you will be removed. They fopugi ka ahia puna eba konli. Ege fopugi ke elo. Folu gitufu. Okay, what? Nothing. I am the law here. They are yogi biko. One okay, for this time around. And I tell you, they are pampagi. Obu na nihe na name for the last year and 2 years now, going to 2 years now. Amugosibe hogiye nwanne ema mutazi ife kefa na ga kia so ipụta na imeche disobey bia shine commander ibu onye ala chom piawa ga eze. Anybody not obeying the order of Chike Doziem, anybody not following the DOS should be removed, should be moved out. Onye ọbụla anaghị follow command and control tufuo he worth next to nothing. The person has no value. Where are they today? I can remember by this time last year we have more than 100 people broadcasting. Where are they today? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. I believe any nepota social media freedom fighter. How many can you quote? The people who are imbued, people who are born, they are the people standing now. Many is now obedient fowls. Many are now articulated mugus. Many are now bat also. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, bat also. Where it says the Jimado? I will make sure it's at you. That's a Jimado. Maza Chebepo Kanokwa, IPOB. Where are you? I want to get Bob and we're taking get the gam. Okay, my band mother alcohol. Gambama corner, a bob and we're taking, Gapigoki. Breaking news. Achigamazinam the can IPAB. Achigamazinam can radio Biafra. There's Nkoya. Where are you today? Where are the rest? Why are you people not broadcasting? Have you lost topic? Come on, nature is now dealing with you all. Any day, Igbamba against person, Anyaki Adiocha, Karma will surely meet you. The US are very much wise, and they need our support. They need our support. Any country, every country should take care of all their infiltrators. That is why you have national coordinators and the regional coordinators and the unit coordinators and zonal coordinators. What are their job? One onye taking the person out, make sure na every person ji post na every country no banye mgbọrọgwụ solu n'ife dịka nwoke na n'ọlụ ọfụma n'obodo ọbụla ekwu ego ekupe ịdapụ. Nwanne ịnọrọ ọfụma onye ahụ si nọ na court olutu na-ekpebie na court ọbụla mmadụ ka emepelu court ụjọ anọ na-atụ gị ma mmadụ si gị na unu ya eje court. Nwanne ụjọ atụ na gị ilu odie n'ọlụ die ikwechiri nwanne iyibi egwu okwete na ọ na-eme ịtalụ anụ nwanne ya nwanne ka ngwa gị eni idiot mmekete wee si nọ na court nwanne mmechi onye ahụ ife make sure na nloka that is make sure na nloka the person that na enwere ife dị iche egbe na egbe. Oge na-adịghị anya ọkwa ha che na italo na-esheki italo nọ n'ime ga-esheki anya anaghị aka akọ ihe dị a result ka anyị na-enye ihe anyị pụta ịkpọlụ gị result italo nọ n'ime ga-esheki onye ọbụla onye na-ezuzu onye ọbụla ga-anụ result very soon. Italo ga-abụ one of the strongest ọbụbụ before. Izuzu nwanne anyị gbanyelụ gị fim aka m na-echegodu ka my gadget land ya m ga-ebupụta issue of many people. M ga-achịpụta some idiots don't have vam ekwete na ọ na-eme nọkata iyalema your left from your right. Kingsley Ezebilo. Who is Kingsley Ezebilo? Ke ebe si ke onye ka ọ bụ? Iji ego IPOB ina-eme ihe niile iche na-agalaba ntị. Ọ bụrụ na ọ bụ ha IPOB onye ma Kingsley Ezebilo gịnị ka ọ ka bụ? O nwere ike na osolu na one of these stouts aya na-enweta na this Lagos Agboros. Emmanuel Ifeanyi, there is no sit at home tomorrow. The only thing that will make you to sit at home tomorrow is two things. One, if you are sick, ọ bụ na arụ adịrọ gị mma na ị na-aya arụ ị nọrụ n'ụlọ neta onwe gị anya, or need the jobless, instead of ịpụta n'ụzọ na-cause nuisance ị nọrụ n'ụlọ maka need the jobless. Mana ọ bụ na ị nwere aka ọlụ ahụ dị gị mma ị nwere appointment nwanne gaba ebe ị na-aga onye gbọ gị kai ma anya ezigbo ntị. Any person mmeketesi gị or anything kpaka nwanne belu onye ahụ ezigbo eke wụọ onye ahụ ezigbo acid. Anything ka m gwazie gị Biafrans ọ bụ na ị na-ege m ntị in case na ị need the information o nwere places ị ga na-enweta information. If IPOB Radio Biafra ebe ahụ ka ị ga-enweta information ihe na-anụlọ dị bụ fake. If Rapture Media ị ga-enweta information there. Biafran TV ị ga-enweta information there. Maazị Metusela nwanne Mekisedek ị ga-enweta every update you need from them and when it start home anything. Nwada Chalugo ị ga-enweta update from there. Anyị Kings Emeka Gift Moses Agbo and Omote Biafra ị ga-enweta update there. Maazị Achebe Paul ị ga-enweta update there ma ọ bụ na enwere anything. Jeff ije na Nwada Karagold Nkechi ị ga-enweta update na their walls. Gaa na Facebook ị ga-afụ na Twitter ị ga-afụ Maazị Chinasa Nworu DOS Maazị Azayoba. Follow them for update ka ị ghara ịdị confused. Follow Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor ị ga-adị update. Maazị Prince Darlington ị ga na-enweta update there. Ejiri Obi Ike ị ga-enweta update there. these are the places once DOS release Elochukwu or Haji get what update there. Once DOS release any information, bam, he get what this place is in Pologafa. Accurate, and now we pay whoop a martin or now here whoop gafia. So there is nothing like sit at home. The only thing if you are sick or you are about to die, you can sit at home because the jobless, you have no job. Instead of and the money do already get your job. Then you sit at home. Office. Tell her hold up. Go slow. So there's nothing like sit at home unless tomorrow is a working day, Tuesday. So go about your business. I don't have any number now. If you want to talk to me, let me drop the link. You can click the link and talk to me because I want to end the program. The link is there. You can click on it. Then you have 2 minutes to. Now live video and make and Facebook kushina hana abandon now. Imagine who does that. And let me check if I can use another. They don't ban my account and I still the live video that they banned me. Hey, nah. I cannot even post anything. Let me check if I can come in with my phone then and paste the link. Unless you got na signal, you got na signal, I can pick. The number to come on signal is, let me drop the number for signal. It's the same number that I'm using. +39 35 12 95 7752. Only signal. I cannot even paste it. You can call on signal. The number is +39 35 12 95 77. Thank you. The number is there. Thank you, Nkechi. Only that is my signal. You can call on signal. Thank you, Nkechi. I cannot post. Facebook said they don't ban me. So since they don't ban me, now them know. Manange memu life, man, I hag abandon from comment. Now they know, let them know what I do them. May thunder fire them. One then can I check 2 minutes. I won't follow na signal tido because I'm well time. I won't well signal. I think I will call it a day. One negawa your business echi. Ekwene koye na agba mkpụrụ mmiri mele expire. ekwene ka onye ebe na-agba mkpụrụ mmiri mere expire bụrụ gị obstacle echi niile, because onye ọbụla mpụtala echi bụ Tuesday mmadụ niile na-eje their business si gị nọwa n'ụlọ without any reason, without any excuse, without any target. Onye ahụ mkpụrụ mmiri mere expire ka ọ gba na mkpụrụ mmiri mere expire. So you must be aware of that. I think the brother onye sim not need my number. I'm sure no one signal or no can follow just there joy the Koibu Nigerian DSS. Able go to DSS, let me tell you, number manalama high there anyway, will you gain Buhari Naso Rock? I know Mitalogi on now. Nyabia kidnap Nyabiana. Obuloso ndala. Mad people everywhere. Biafrans, nga biara pugu here. Kodi na echi maka na mana chietego. Man na danye go kwanu miru kan sa danye. Ana chietego m na media. I no blow me before. Okay, he will call me later. Nsogbu adịrịa. Thank you. Nwanne mmadụ. I ga-adị ka echi maka na echi ada agwụ. Asị m Chineke nna ahanyekwa mmaazị n'aka gị again. Wee sị gị chebie n'ụtụtụ na ehihie n'abalị. Buo onye ụzọ kpere azụ. Ekwene ka ọ nwụọ n'ije a. Ekwene ka ndị alụlụ a na-akpọrọ ụmụnne. Ekwene ka ịvụrụ ha na-emelute arụ. Nna nye mmụọ oge jipụta n'ike na ebube. Ga napụta ya n'aka ndị iro ma nyekwa ya flag Biafra. Ọ ga-enwere onwe ma nyekwa anyị nwere onwe anyị. Ọ na-akọ ga-adị n'Eke, ọ na-akọ ga-adị n'Orie, ọ na-akọ ga-adị n'Afọ, ọ na-akọ ga-adị na Nkwọ. Ekpe m nke a site na afa Chukwu okike abịa ama. Ise Biafrans ka ọ mara anyị niile mma. Once again, afa m nke a bụkwa Maazị Achebe Paul, MAP eziokwu bụ ndụ, 1 in Biafra land. No retreat, no surrender. Follow DOS. They are wise. Ọkwa onye ji igwu ka ewu na-eso. Ọkwa onye afọ ihe nkịta ji eso. Onye afọ akụla eko. Onye afọ ntobu na ọ gbọrọ agbọ ọnyụ anyụ. Ife anyị ji eso DOS bụ na ọ ha nwa jide mma. Ha nwa na fight for Biafra restoration. Ha dị eme noise. Sonyelụnụ ha ma nosi ike. Ekwene ka alafuo gị n'ihe na-enwere isi. Ndewonu.